So when you don't have somewhere that you can go for the weekend or the week, what you can do is travel within your own city. For example, we are on our way to do a Fourth Wing dragon painting course with a friend that owns a local business called Paint and Fire. And so I'm going to share that later because I think it's going to be super fun. They're doing a reading and like I said, we're going to paint some dragons.
Oh, yes.
So when you're also doing, you're going to work light to dark. So I was telling them that we have crystal tone glazes, and the crystal tones are kind of confetti. So those are fun for accentuating like your spine, I guess you could call it. These are some of the ones we have plenty more, but you'll notice that they have tiny specks in them, or they have big obtrusive ones. So we also have plain colors, and this is the color burst chips that you can build in yourself. So if you have a chip that's this size, it is going to come out giant obtrusive like this. So if you don't want that, we can break them up. We just put them in somewhere, kind of mash them up.
Yeah.
So, and we can, I have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, black, white, and a light orange, dark orange. So we kind of have all that. So this was just a sample I was working on for something. So you also have to think your stuff is going to be vertical. So by it being vertical, it is going to run. So the hotter it gets in my kiln, it's going to drip. So when you have these chips, you don't want to put them around the bottom, because if you put them around the bottom, it is going to come underneath, and I will brush them off if need be. I kind of understand, because I dip them before I fire them as well, so they're all sealed in case you missed a spot. So when you're doing around your eyes, if you're doing a glaze that has the chips in there, you got to be careful because of the face, because it may cause like a little drooping on him. Like the red one, we got a little black spot on the back. So that was one of the chips. This is actually black base with red and yellow. It's called Masquerade. But because the chips are so small, they've kind of disappeared. You don't even notice them.
Yeah.
So and you can actually do what's called stacking and layering. So this is a black that's underneath it, and I did white on top. I wanted to highlight the spike features, so I came on top and just did one layer of white. So it will read on top of the black. When you do the rest of it, it has to be three coats. So if you don't, see how this started to peel on the wing? That's gonna start happening, especially if glazes don't get along. So if you choose the chrome, you have to be very mindful of what you put next door. No red and no green. So if you want, because the red can go kind of up here in minute spaces, but if you're doing the chrome on the wing and the red here, it may do some of this pooling here. This was a gray, but sometimes that happens because like brother and sister, they don't get along. Because if you think oxidation when things rust, that's what that is. So some needs a lot of oxygen, some needs none. So they fight when I put them in my oven. It's a magical thing. You close the door and it does its own thing. I have no rules on it, so it's just kind of pray to the kiln gods and you move on. So, and open it up and see. But it's gonna be great no matter what. You also have to trust me because I'm not colorblind, I promise. The weathered iron ones, I have little cards for you guys. It's the back of a piece of paper I was gonna throw out. So they're all gonna be red. So when you get your color, I'm going to write on there, you're gonna write on there what color it is. That way if you're like, I need weathered iron, there's 3 jars that are completely different that are the exact same color. It's all red. So it comes out the green, it comes out the dark chrome. Some greens start gray and they come out green. So just trust me, I know my colors. I can probably say them in my sleep. So they're not gonna read right. So don't get married to the bottles on the counter. Kind of look at the ones on the chart and feel free to ask before you, not that I don't trust y'all, a little bit goes a long way. But I will help y'all kind of pour some of them, because some we kind of use different, some you can paint out of the jars. There's all kinds of stuff. So that's kind of the short, long end of all of it. So if you guys want to kind of venture in the other room and figure out, and you're like, oh my God, this dragon's this, let's figure it out. So I'm sure we can come up with something, because I've got like 200 bottles in there. So, but if you guys want to go there, we can kind of start picking colors. Make sure to write your name on the bottom in pencil. I left some pencils there. That way I know whose is whose, so I don't screw them up, and I will trace it in black so you won't paint the bottom, but you also won't see it. So that way we have it.
How are you? Where would you
background yourself?
My bedroom.
Your bedroom, Disney World? Like
Yeah, that sounds about right. I like that one.
I'd probably cram myself in a bookshop.
A coffee shop then. If we're doing like out of house, then a coffee shop.
You can do whatever you want. Like, if you want to do your house, your bedroom.
Out of the country.
Oh,
I like
library.
Lee Tire Pizza?
Yeah.
Like the Eiffel Tower? Where?
A library in the middle of Bali.
Have you seen
Hawaii library.
Yeah.
Right.
That's in the country.
The beach. The beach.
White part of the U.S.
The beach.
Not the land mass. Those are some cool places. Let's see. Some of these are like silly questions I'm not asking.
right? Biggest five. Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh, here we go.
Mine took me like 6
Is
or 7
Zayden really
hours
the
just
best
'cause I was
choice for
not
Violet?
feeling
At
it.
first he threatened to kill her. Then he told her, every day I let you live, I get to convince myself that you're still a
I
part of
probably
it.
drank 10 things at the same time.
What are his positive and negative qualities? Does he consider himself to be a bad person?
So she hated me when I was reading Fourth Wing because I was like, Dane's not
So it was a
I
great
see so
night
many-
at
I
Pain and
see-
Fire. We got to talk about
Fourth Wing.
Fourth Wing, and I actually have not read the book, but I did enjoy the discussion.
I love this guy.
But these are our dragons pre-fired. Whoa. And
Hopefully y'all weren't too overwhelmed.
okay, we have all. Hey, so we finished. We got our finished product. Jessica fired them, and we wanted to show everybody how they looked when they were done. Okay.
This is mine. Pretty cool.
Look how cool the wings look. I love it. Okay, and this is mine. And that was our fourth wing discussion and ceramic painting at Paint and Fire. Thanks. Hey, I forgot to add that I'm going to include some pictures of all the other dragons that were painted and fired next. Also, don't forget to like, share.